Let me talk about misgiving for a minute, all right? Got a second on that? Why do I call it Misgiving Day? A celebration of horrors. Because first of all, the good pilgrim fathers that you hear so much about were actually homeless people looking for somewhere to stay. Not that there's anything evil about that, because there's a lot of good people out there that's homeless today. But these suckers have been thrown out of Europe and were considered to be criminals. They didn't come over here to bring the benighted heathen the gospel dispensation and introduce them to Jesus. They got some money to get the ship, the Speedwell, and the Mayflower, and the people who put up the money said, look, when you get there, send us back first all you can take. And whatever else you can take to pay this money back, and we can make a profit off this venture. Well, Speedwell didn't make it, only Mayflower got in. And as Will Rogers said, white man said, the pilgrims got off the Mayflower, hit the shore, fell on their knees, and thank God, got up and fell on the Indians. And that's exactly what they did. Look at here, brothers and sisters. I want you to check this out a minute, man. I know some of you already know this, but probably most of you already know this. Now, Dr. Felder and Spirit, the books are all everywhere. But it did not hurt us to go over it again, because every year you go over to George Washington chopped down a cherry tree, which was absolutely never told a lie, which was a lie. You can't be a general without practicing deception. Diversionary tactics is a lie. You're making a person think you're over there when you're over there. That's a lie. You can't say this man never told a lie. I mean, generals have to lie to win wars. And he won very few. Didn't win any, actually, until the black folks got in there, but that's another story. And I'm not proud of that either. But check this out. These people come here now. They dock outside on the ship to Mayflower, and 42 men of the 120 some odd people they have aboard, 130, 42 white males make a compact to decide what is going to happen in this land. They didn't ask anybody who was living here what was going to happen. They decided it. The white male ego decided it. Not that I'm letting the female off the hook, because I ain't. She spawns them, produces them, nurtures them. They get here, they're hungry, they're starving, they don't know what to do to survive. And who welcomes them, even after the Columbus experience? Who welcomes them? The indigenous red man. Come on in, brother. We'll feed you, we'll take care of you. He does it for a year. When that year is up, the pilgrims go back out to their ship. After building them a log cabin, they put a cannon on top of that log cabin that is directed at the Indian village. I'm just using that term for convenience, because I don't like the term. I'm just using that for convenience right now. In 1621, they had their first Thanksgiving celebration for having survived, and Governor Bradford of the Massachusetts colony wrote that most, over 40 some of them had died, and scarcely 5 or 6 remained sane who was there. The rest of them were totally crazy, mad. He wrote that. That's documented. It's out the archives of the United States government got it. By the next celebration of Thanksgiving, this is what took place. It was the red man who brought the venison and brought the turkey and all those things. You see these things with the pilgrim and his stove-type hat and stuff, and bell gun, and the turkey smiling, walking beside him, and the Indians flipping and dancing because he's so happy this white man that brought him God and Jesus. You sat in the classroom just like I did. When they would talk about the pilgrim, tears running down your eyes, the poor pilgrim. I'm quoting in that prolific historian and writer, Professor Joel A. Rogers here. And he says that the early American whites were cruel. Connecticut whites massacred the Pequot Indians. Infants were torn from their mother's breast. and hacked to pieces. The heads of the parents were chopped off and kicked about in the streets, maybe where the Thanksgiving Thursday football game comes from.
Oh.
Governor Bradford wrote, "It was a fearful sight to see them frying in the fire, and streams of blood quenching the same, and terrible was the stench and the stink thereof. But the victory seemed a sweet sacrifice, and they, the whites, gave praise thereof to God." I don't think I need to say any more about Misgiving Day now. That was enough for me. They were some of the lowest, most degenerate people they sent over here to these colonies were mostly criminals. They emptied out Newgate Prison, Oxford Gore, and a whole bunch of others there. The daughters of the American Revolution were whores, prostitutes, and harlots sent over here. That's what they spawned America with. And you wonder why the American government, even today, in 1991, can't do right? They have a criminal element in them. Why they can't keep crime cooled out? Because they are criminals. They're probably more tolerant of crime than any other nation in the world. Because in their subconscious, they know what their history goes back to. Billy the Kid and all those criminals, Jesse James were their heroes. All criminals. Ponce de Leon and Pizarro, hero criminals committing genocides against people. So that's enough about Misgiving Day.